And recording. Hi, welcome back to East Coast Bros. I'm your host, Paul.
I'm your host, Mike.
And we're here to talk about Creed 3 spoiler review.
Alright. So basically this movie picks up with Adonis Creed retiring. He goes into retirement. You know, he's coaching boxing now. He owns the gym. And then Damien, who is his childhood buddy, he comes back from his past. He shows up. He wants to train for boxing. And Adonis agrees to let him into the gym. Those two start clashing heads. They end up with a feud, and Adonis ends up having to fight Damien, and that's basically where we have our story right here for Creed 3.
Now, to talk about the elephant in the room, Rocky Balboa, Sylvester Stallone, was not in Creed 3. And that is due to a creative writing part of it. He wanted to be more into the creative aspect of it ever since he sold the franchise after the first movie, since he didn't think it would be successful. Yeah. And he just didn't really like the story for Creed 3.
Yeah, he seemed to, I guess he just didn't like the creative direction of it, which is, you know, I don't know why, man. I honestly don't. Word. I don't know what he wanted from it, you know. I feel like the Rocky franchise has definitely done stories like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Rocky 4 and everything with you know, Apollo Creed dying in the ring and all that stuff. It's like, I don't know why he didn't want to be a part of it.
Who knows? But I mean, in my opinion, I think the movie did fine without Sylvester Stallone's Rocky. It definitely did well for what they had.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. But it's like, you know, it's just one of those things when you're watching it, it's like, you know, what could have been. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I would have loved to see him show up in there. Even if he just showed up and was, like, watching the fight, like, just a cameo, you just see him watching the fight, that'd be awesome. Mm-hmm. That would have made my day if you just saw him, like, watching on the TV, just seeing the fight go down.
That would have been cool as just, like, even small cameo.
Yeah.
But I don't think he wanted to be part of the movie at all.
Well, no, Sylvester Stallone didn't. No, he just didn't. But, like you felt his absence, you know? You noticed it. It was definitely there for me. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Not that the movie was bad without him, but it was just like, I felt it. You know?
Yeah, I definitely could too. This movie, though, was a really good movie.
It was very good.
It is one of the best I've seen in a long time. At least in theaters.
In theaters, I would agree with that. It was, oh man, it was like a breath of fresh air for me too. With all the garbage that's been coming out in Hollywood lately, it's like, yeah, it felt good. It felt really good. Mm-hmm. You know, the pacing felt nice. Everything about the story felt nice. I enjoyed it a lot. I really did. I think my favorite part of the movie was honestly Damien.
Yeah, Jonathan Majors as Damien was a really good part of the movie.
Yeah. I mean, he was just he played a convict so well, like like someone who just got out of prison, that edginess to them, the kind of like the awkwardness, like we were talking, like the socially awkwardness, mm-hmm. and he did that so well. He really did. He pulled that off perfectly, and you really felt that with his character. You felt the you almost felt nervous listening to his character talk, you know? Like, he was putting people on edge, you know what I mean?
Could really tell when he was talking. There was a scene where Jonathan Majors' character is on this kind of, like, Showtime preview thing, and they're asking him questions, and he's just describing what's going on, like, how he got here and stuff. Yeah. And you can just hear the stubbornness in his voice.
Yeah. He stuttered a little bit. He was, like, nervous. Yeah, it was so well done. And, like, that scene where he's, like, talking to Creed's family and stuff, like, it feels like you feel kind of like almost like something's going to pop off. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and I think it was meant to do that. It was meant to be, like, that kind of, like, edginess to him. That's just, like, he's just, like, how's that one guy described in the movie? Like, a broken man who just wants to break more things or something like that?
I'm trying to remember that.
Yeah, he said, like, Damien's broken and he just wants to break everything or something like that. Or he just wants to hurt people.
Yeah,
you know, and that's basically Damien's character, you know.
I think my my biggest problem with the movie was that there were times where it was a little bit predictable about what was going to happen.
Yeah, I feel like that's a problem with the Creed franchise in general. Like, it's not like there's like plot twists in the franchise where I was like, oh shit, you know. It was just kind of like, you know, they're boxing movies, and you kind of know how they're gonna go. But I was still so entertained by it, you know.
So when Creed and Damien were kids, they got caught by the police. They both ran, but Damien was the only one that got caught, and Creed was the one who got away. Creed never talked to Damien while he was in jail and stuff in prison.
Yeah, that was one of the most fucked up parts of the movie to me, was how he just abandoned this dude who got locked up for him, you know?
And Damien was sending Creed letters, and Creed finally got those letters after, was that what?
18
40?
years.
Yeah, 18 years. And just kind of hit hard for him. And there was a picture in there showing this criminal he was friends with. And you can see that criminal early in the movie because there was this one guy, Felix wanted to fight Ivan Drago. And this criminal comes up. And Felix is a boxer that works with Creed. And he comes up and like breaks Ivan Drago's arm and gives him a concussion or something like that.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, we need a new fighter, blah, blah, blah. And Creed picks Jonathan Majors' character, Damien, to go and like help that. And that when I saw Ivan Drago, that guy hit Ivan Drago, I knew. I was like, yeah, that guy's wearing a Damien. That was a little just predictable.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, I knew right away as soon as I saw him hit the hand, I was like, oh, word, he's going to injure him, and Damien probably had to do it. You know? I told you, I was like, yeah, I get it, you know? That was one of the things with the movies, man. I was almost rooting for Damien, honestly. I felt so bad for Damien's character. I really did. I sympathized a lot with that character. And, you know, I loved Adonis Creed, but dude, I mean, he gets locked up for 18 years, and he gets out, and he's trying to make a name for himself. He's an old man, you know. He's on the last legs of his physical capabilities, you know, and he's just trying to get that dream done, you know. I mean, 18 years, bro, to get locked up when you're that young, and then to spend physically the best time of your life just in prison. That's so hard. You know, I've seen that happen to people. So I empathize a lot with that aspect of his character of just like, you know, like, hey, I got like 2-3 years left and then I'm done, you know? You know, what's that one line where he's on the beach and he's like, imagine spending your whole life in a cell watching somebody else live your life?
Oof.
I was like, yeah, bro. I was like, yeah. That was a great scene because Creed's coming back. He's like, yo, you mad? You think you mad? Bro, you don't know. You don't know what mad is. I was like, yeah. So yeah, dude, I was on Damien's side. I'm gonna be honest.
There were two scenes I definitely loved in the movie, and it was so Creed challenges Adonis, or no, Creed challenges Damien for the right of I think it was a world champ, right?
Yeah.
Creed challenges Damien for world champ. And then there's just a training scene that's going on. That training scene,
yeah, that was dope.
That got me so hyped. I was in it. Oh, it was great. And then the final scene, the final boxing scene.
Yeah,
that was really good.
It was good.
Because at one point, I think might have been either the final round or close to final round. Like it just cuts away from everyone and only focuses on those two. Yeah. It's like there's no sound in the background. You can only hear like punches and
it blacks out the whole audience and everything. It's just them. Yeah.
And you just kind of see them reliving their life in that one boxing moment.
That was a great scene. One thing I will say about this movie is the fight choreography is average at best. Some parts were a little bit like, to me, they were just a little bit hokey. Like when they both punched each other, I was like, yeah, that doesn't happen in boxing. Like,
it doesn't happen, but for me, who doesn't really watch UFC, I thought it was cool.
Yeah, I guess it's a cool scene. It's just, you know, it took me out of the intensity of the moment for a minute, just because I was like, come on. You know, but otherwise the fight scenes are all right. I wouldn't say that. I think the previous Creed films probably actually had better fight scenes.
I would agree with that.
Yeah,
especially in this one because it kind of. I get what they're doing, where they're trying to say, "Oh, they're evenly matched."
Yeah,
but it felt like Creed's fight with Damien was just too easy for Creed.
Yeah, well, he didn't get like bloody. You know, he didn't get beat up.
No,
like they could have been evenly matched and both just delivering. Massive amounts of damage to each other, and I would have loved that if it was just like this brutal dogfight, you know, where they're just spitting out blood all the time.
Because they showed Damien plays rough, but he didn't really play rough.
Yeah, I also noticed that, like how when he fought like Felix, he fought dirty. He didn't seem like he fought that dirty against Creed.
No.
You know, like maybe like I saw him. He went for because I guess Creed has previous injuries, so like he was going for I think the liver, and he was going for the shoulder a little bit. But you know, it wasn't like dirty boxing.
No.
At all, like he was with Felix. So I thought that was interesting. I kind of like that though, because I felt like that was Damien's personality coming out a little bit, where he's like, "Nah, I'm gonna beat you." You know, like you know what I mean? Like he's like, "I want to just fucking beat you here and prove I'm better."
Yeah, that's 100% true.
Yeah, and that's how I took that scene a lot. It was it's such a good movie. It's such a good movie. It has a couple flaws, but it is overall such a great movie.
I mean, most movies have flaws, but
yeah,
you just kind of have to look around them a lot of times.
Yeah, 100%.
This is probably a movie I would definitely go and see again.
I agree with that. Yeah, I would 100% go and see this again. 100%, bro. I probably will watch it again when it comes out on digital or whatever. You know.
I probably will too. I'll end up buying it. I bought the first 2 Creed movies on my account so I can own them.
Yeah, all in all, man, Creed's a good franchise.
Yeah, they had a really strong trilogy.
Yeah,
you don't see that
great
anymore.
Trilogy, yeah, great trilogy.
One of
you
them
can argue. I know the second one gets a little bit of hate. Like it has some worse reviews, but I enjoyed the second one a lot.
I really like the second one.
I really liked the second one too, and it's definitely not a bad movie, no matter how you look at it. And like,
no,
it's a solid franchise. It really is. They did pretty damn good.
I mean, they're not doing another one after this, are they? No Creed 4? It didn't seem like they were building up for it.
I don't know what they're going to do. I mean, there's money behind it, so I'm sure they're going to put something else in the franchise. I would be surprised if they had Adonis fight again, though. I could see them almost swapping it out again and putting Adonis in the coaching spot like where Rocky was at.
I could see that.
Which I'm going to be honest, I'm down to see that. I'm down to see Adonis coaching. You know what I mean? Like, that would be kind of cool.
Although, something I'm afraid of is they're just going to kind of do like the Drago path, and they're just going to bring back the 2 old guys, so they'll just bring back Jonathan Major's character to train someone. And then just be really repetitive.
Yeah, they could fall into that trap of just repetitiveness, but I don't think that they would do that. I would love to see Michael B. Jordan's character in the corner, coaching somebody. Mm-hmm. I don't see that with Jonathan Major's character. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't really work for me. I could see them bringing him back and having him be a part of the movie somehow, but I don't think they would bring him back as a villain again. The way they ended it, it didn't feel like that to me. Like that last scene when they're in the locker room and he's like, "Man, I guess you got some moves I didn't teach you."
Yeah, they kind of just made amends.
Yeah,
and then went their separate ways.
Yeah, and I liked how they made amends because it wasn't just like
they hated each other.
It wasn't like they hated each other, but it also wasn't like that cliche, like, "Oh, we're so cool now," whatever. Like, it was kind of just like
respect for each other.
Yeah, like, this is where we're at now. Like, you need me, you know where to find me. And he just walked out on him, and it's like, yeah, that's how it is now, bro. I would actually watch a movie with just around Jonathan Major's character. I'd 100% watch that movie, bro. That would be an interesting movie because you could put in like the parole officer as a character and all this other stuff that he's trying to deal with while he's doing his boxing career.
It'd probably have to be kind of a prequel mid thing between like the Creed 3 movie. You have to follow because there was a few years jump. There was a 3-year jump that they did because when Creed goes to fight Damien, they said it's been 3 years since you've been in the ring.
No, that wasn't... Yeah, but not 3 years since Damien came back. That was 3 years since Creed left boxing. Remember, because Creed retired when he took out that... whatever that one dude was called that he keeps fighting and beating
the rival?
Yeah, the rival guy. And so then it had been a couple years, and then Damien comes back, and it's been 3 years since he's been back in the ring.
Oh, I misunderstood that, because I noticed when... during the scene where Creed is challenging Damien... you can see Damien in this kind of rich house, but then before he was in somewhere else.
Well, he got that rich house after he became world champ and got all the cash.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure what they did was like he became world champ and his next fight was Creed.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think he fought anyone in between there or anything. So I think you could still do a sequel with Damien, just focusing on him.
You probably could.
I think 100% you could. I think it'd be interesting because you could focus on that, trying to reintegrate into society aspect of his life and stuff and all the problems with, coming out of prison and how messed up our prison system is, and then you put that into the film, and then you could follow him as he tries to come back up after Creed, took the belt away from him.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got to rise up. He's got to fight new people. I mean, I think I would definitely want to see that.
That would definitely be a really good watch.
Yeah, 100%, bro.
You got anything else you want to talk about?
I think we covered it, man.
Okay.
I think we covered it. Yeah.
If I had to rate this movie, I'd say 9.5 out of 10.
Yeah, I'd give it a 9 out of 10. Yeah. I really enjoyed it. The only thing's holding it back is some of the fight choreography. That's really it, dude. I mean, this is a pretty damn good movie.
Yeah, fight choreography and predictableness would probably be it.
Yeah, the predictableness. Yeah.
Because I know not everyone likes predictableness.
Yeah.
I don't personally enjoy it. I like being just dumb in a movie and be like, whoa, that happened. That's so cool.
I enjoy that aspect of a movie, but I also think, this is the kind of story that you go to see when you see a Rocky film.
I guess, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you go to see that sort of the falling down and then the rising back up type story, like the redemption arc. It's kind of predictable, but at the same time, it's what you're there to see. It's a predictable story, but we love watching this story over and over again because it's integrated into our lives, and we can relate so much to that rise after that fall.
Yeah.
And I think that's what Creed 3 exemplifies best.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you guys have a good rest of your weekend, I guess, since we're recording this on a Saturday. And stay tuned for our next review. Have a good one.